Citi Bike Karen gets suspended from work pending the outcome of an investigation on alleged claims that she stole a bike from a group of young men, black men that is, in the city of New York. So far, what we know is it's been reported that a pregnant woman who was Caucasian, whatever you want to call that, white as we say in America, essentially showed receipts that she had rented a bike. I believe the start time of her rental was 7:24 with an end time of 7:25 and no distance covered, okay? That's important information, important facts. Now, who are the other people? This other group of young men, and I say young men because these are 17-year-olds. These are people who are still in high school, okay? A group of young black kids who are actually the descendants of immigrants from West African countries, okay? These kids apparently show receipts or have proof that they were riding these city bikes as a group throughout the day. From about 5 o'clock, and their last rental actually ended around 10 p.m. on the same day. These bikes give you a particular rate for the first 45 minutes. After that 45 minutes has ended, your rate increases, okay? So these young men, and what is common apparently in New York City, is for people to rent these bikes for up to 45 minutes and then park them momentarily, allow the timer to restart and get back on them. So the receipts that the young men proved or showed or brought forth showed that they had done this several times from about 5:30 all the way till 10 o'clock. They'd rent the bike, they'd pick it up, run it for 45 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it was, park it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then basically start a new session for another period of time. And they continue to do that 3 or 4 times on this day that all of this happened, okay? The woman is alleging that she was on the bike and this group of men started to heckle her as her lawyer team is putting it, that they heckled her, that they put pressure on her to get off the bike, They even pushed her, according to what she's alleging, in her stomach area where she is pregnant, right? And you see in the video her cries and screams for help. The young men are alleging that they were already on the bikes, that they're sitting on the bikes, and the woman approached them and asked them if they could use the bike, if she could rent one, wherein, and it's being alleged, and they said that she asked 2 of them, both of which refused, and then she went to another one. This boy, instead of being on the bike physically, his hand was on the handlebar as he was standing next to the bike. And she also asked him, allegedly, if she could rent this bike, wherein he refused and said no. Here is where the young men said that the woman took her phone and actually scanned the QR code. So if you know anything about these types of public transportations, you understand that all these devices have QR codes. And so in order for you to actually rent the bike, you have to first scan the QR code that's on the bike physically. Okay, it's not like you go online and you rent some bike that is not there. You have to actually have the bike in front of you, scan the QR code to actually rent this particular bike. And so her receipt says 7:24 and ending at 7:25. Interestingly, the boy who claimed that the bike was his had a rental that started somewhere around 6 something and ended at 7:19, just a few minutes before the altercation had happened. The question is, whose story really do you believe? Okay. And before I get into the whole mess of all this, like the racial aspect of it and all of that, I want to give y'all my opinion about what I think happened in this situation, okay? So first of all, I want to start by saying this. I believe this whole thing was really a misunderstanding between 2 groups of people, and it's a shame that they couldn't communicate their way to a solution. It's the first thing I'm going to say. The other thing I'm going to say about this is I do believe that this woman was in the wrong, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that, okay? Based on the facts. The fact of the matter is that these young men can prove that they were renting these bikes throughout the day. They already had an established record on these bikes. So when the boy says that we were all on the bikes and my other friend is standing next to the bike with his hand on the handlebars and she comes over and scans the QR code, okay, I believe that story. I don't believe that they walked away from the bikes and that she scanned the QR code and then they all approached her, a group of men approached her trying to kick her off the bike. I don't believe that, okay? I believe that this woman basically tried to bully these young men into giving her a bike. She thought because she was this pregnant, and I'm not just being 100, she thought because she's this pregnant white woman that she was going to be able to basically maneuver the situation in her favor, i.e. bully these young men into giving her a bike. That's the bike she wanted. I'm hearing that these are now electric bikes, which probably require a little less effort to get around town. And so that is why she wanted that particular bike. Apparently they're in style now, or they're new, and people like to rent these bikes because they require less effort to ride them. Okay, so she thought that she was just going to get this bike from these young men, and the young men refused. They had it first. They need the bike to get home. He probably got a long distance to go. He wants to use this bike. He had it first. It's in his right to keep it. When you look at the video and you just observe her behavior, it is obvious that she is a bully. Why do I say that? You see in the video that she goes and snatches the phone out of the young boy's hand. And in my opinion, that's assault. Why is you putting your hands on this man's property? That's first and foremost. He doesn't grab her. He's not aggressive towards her. He's standing on the bike, not letting her bully him. You see her being aggressive physically towards him. And then she cries for help. She's lying. She's acting a lie. It's deeper than speaking a lie. She's acting a lie. Okay? And she's trying to use this act to cause other people to get on her side in favor of what she's trying to accomplish. So when I hear people say everything is not about race, and when everything is racist, then nothing becomes racist. Well, what about, do you also want to apply that rule to sexism? When a woman claims that a man did something to her, okay, because we have to look beyond this race thing. It's discriminatory. In other words, when women lie about situations and try to act lies and speak lies to get people on their side when they're clearly lying, do you say the same thing? Do you also say, listen, nothing is sexist? There is no sexism because these women are clearly just a bunch of liars and they're being overly sensitive, etc. Right? I'm just saying, by the same logic, do you do that? And the answer for most people, of course, is going to be no. So I look at the track record of both of these individuals based on what I see on camera and the actual receipts that I see. And I come to a conclusion. And that conclusion is that Citi Bike Karen is lying. Her legal team is lying, okay? And that she indeed was trying to bully these boys and act and try to maneuver this situation to get that damn bike. And I think that's what this is all about. She didn't feel like riding a regular bike. It was starting to get dark. She's pregnant. She probably just got off work. She's frustrated. She's tired. She just want to get home in the easiest way possible. I get it, but that does not give her the right to lie and do all these things that she did. When this woman dropped the pictures, all of a sudden, everyone started to shift the narrative. The whole situation somehow shifts, okay? They say it's not about race. But why, if it's not about race, then why is it when you fill out a job application, they ask you to disclose your race? Okay? People have bias. Race plays a role in damn near everything that goes on in every element of society. You would have probably never even heard about this story if this was a white woman and a white man, or a black woman and a group of black boys. You're hearing about it because of the race of the individuals. Race definitely plays a significant role, okay? And it plays a role, and it showed, it's proven that it plays a role, because all Citi Bike Karen had to do was put up a screenshot that she rented the bike from $724 to $725 with a charge of $0 for the whole narrative to get switched. That's all it took. People were rushing to judgment on the basis of the race of these individuals. On both sides. Not just on the side of those people who said she's racist and all this other crap, but also on the side of people who said that she was innocent because she brought forth that little punk ass receipt. See? So this goes to show you that the bias and this race thing is ingrained into the psyche of a lot of people, and it goes both ways, okay? The history of America is real. The history of America is real. There is this thing, and I've observed it, and I observe it all the time, where a black person or a person of color, a black person, what I mean by person of color, I'm talking about African-American, African, whatever, okay? A black person does something, and the level of criticism or the level of punishment is way up here somewhere. A white person does the same thing. Their level of punishment, their level of scrutiny is, if the standard's supposed to be right here, it's usually about right here with them white folks. With black folks, if the standard is here, we talking about we through the roof. If you ain't got a legal team, you out of there, boy. You through the roof. Do white people have a history of just coming places and taking things that aren't theirs, and when they're held to be accountable for the wrongs and the ills that they've done to other people who already had the thing that they thought that they could just come and take, when it's time to be held accountable to that, is it common for people to just admit where they went wrong and just say, you know what, yeah, that was wrong what I did, right? No. What you see most oftentimes is people double down. You see people make excuses for things that are clearly wicked. And there's no difference here. It's the same type of situation where Citi Bike Karen feels empowered to take something that isn't hers. That belongs to another group of people. They're already on it. They have their hand on it. But no, Citi Bike Karen feels that she has the right. She is entitled to take what belongs to another person. And rather than just apologize for what she did, for her role in it, and just be like, you know what, hey, it's all good. You know, hey, my bad. I'm sorry for what I did. No, you should have got off that bike because I'm a woman. I'm pregnant. Get your black behind off of this bike and let me take you. That is the perspective that she has. So in her mind, she don't feel like she did anything wrong. Somebody comes over there to assist in the situation. She starts with these little crocodile tears. She starts with these crocodile tears. What is up with this woman? I'm telling you what it is, family. It is somebody who refuses to be honest, someone who is a manipulator, someone who is a liar, and will continue to lie and manipulate other people as long as you allow them to do so. Okay? I don't believe that anyone is above the law. And so people have to be dealt with accordingly, okay? Now, these are my thoughts on this situation. There's still some details that need to be ironed out, which we will see in the next coming days, weeks, and months. The video speaks volumes in terms of what really happened, and I believe that it will continue to do so as we move forward into the next coming weeks. So, hey, family, I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic of discussion. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what you think. Till we chat again, it's Urban Politics, and I'm checking out. Deuce.